Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're doing a highly anticipated, long-awaited review of the high toe wedge.
Yes.
We wanted to wait until we were outdoors to do this one, really.
Yeah, I asked you probably like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to try it. I said, can we do a review of that? And you said, well, it kind of is intended for different situations on the course, bad lies, kind of downhill slopes and stuff where you need to get up and down. So we waited a good amount of time and we can do it now.
And I think that was just purely kind of sort of first-hand experience of having played it myself.
Yeah.
Used it in various scenarios and being really shocked at the worse the lie, the better this
You hit some ridiculous shots in Florida, I remember.
Yeah.
You just hit some crazy like high soft lobs around the green that were so good.
It just kind of gives you that feeling that there's no kind of no point, no position where you're done, you're dead, you have no shot. It can get through some really funky lies, and it's such an interesting club. So I know that kind of perked your interest because you've been thinking about changing that most lofted club in the bag.
For sure.
Today we done a little bit of some stuff, and you really got a liking for the Mizuno S18.
I did.
6006.
Yep.
But
this kind of aside from the groove pattern, obviously
the way that sits,
the way it actually sits on the turf, it looks quite a bit similar.
Well, when you flip it around in the position you've got it in there, Matty, you'll see a couple of really interesting things. You'll see that actually the centre of the wedge is actually slightly concaved. So run your finger through that, right
here.
So when you play this very square, there's going to be minimal turf interaction. So you can sit that in the square position and it will sit really flush to the ground.
Yes, it does.
Open it up a little bit though, and you've got a little bit of sort of trail edge on there where you can obviously open it and you've got something to sort of hit into the ground and, and just kind of really get that relief from the sort of flop shots when you're sliding it underneath and then bunkers and that sort of stuff. So it really is a multifunctional sort of sole design that's good from everywhere. And that's what I found with it.
Yeah. What is it about the grooves all the way across? Why do they do that?
Well, I mean, if you ever look at, even your own sort of wedges.
You can be sure there's toe marks on them.
Yeah, and you can sort of see the markings out there. So when you're cutting across wedges and, you're playing all those different sorts of shots, you do generally, we were hitting bunker shots earlier on and your path was 14 degrees out to in.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's what
really
happens. So
open.
when you get that, club moving across the golf ball, the strike will have a tendency to move out to the toe.
Why do you think they're the only ones? I know Callaway did it too.
Callaway as well, yeah.
But it does seem like a no-brainer. I know it looks a bit strange. It's not traditional. Is that part of why you think like Vokey wouldn't do it, for example?
It would seem that way. Yeah, it would definitely seem that way.
Sense.
And it makes total sense.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. All the milling and everything kind of extending all the way out there. So, yeah, Callaway and Taylormade have been the ones to sort of do this for now.
Right.
And it'll be interesting to see if the other companies follow suit.
So we are going to go through a bunch of different situations. We're going to start with one that's not outrageous, but it does require a pretty soft landing shot off of a tight lie.
Very delicate, and it's something where you're going to have to sort of utilise the loft and sort of have soft hands to really stop this, and you're short-sighted here.
For sure.
And in the summertime especially, when these greens up here at Magna, they could really get running, so it's something where you really need to be able to land it soft and let it trickle out.
And I'm curious about it because I know with this club, I'm going to try to land it on the green.
Yeah.
If I was playing golf, I would probably chicken out and use the side slope and bump it down there because chances are it won't end up bad.
That's it. I would have the putter out. I would have the putter out, so.
All right, so let's try a couple.
You...
I'm not going to go too open with it. I'm curious how much it'll pop it up in the air.
For sure.
I'll play it relatively square.
Yep. Shaft pretty vertical there, looks good. Really nice. So you've flown that pretty much the whole way.
Yeah, so that's a bit strong, but
so look at that as well, right? So nothing.
Yeah, you could put
no
the grass
disruption.
Right back.
You could go back and hit that in the exact same spot. Sometimes with that 60 earlier on, you were getting times you were taking a little bit of turf away with you.
So this has more bounce than the Mizuno does.
Almost twice as much.
But to me, it kind of has the same ability to nip the ball.
And that's that versatility on the sole of it, where if you set it square or if you set it slightly open, you've got both options with it. Okay, so go again.
So far, so good. That's closer. Trying to land it probably about a foot on.
Yeah, and that's pretty much ideal. You take that all day
any day. But you're right. I'm
Look at that,
getting them in this area.
A little bit in the toe.
And they've got the grooves there that It'll, I mean, the grooves are more for bad lies, I guess, getting
Yeah.
the grass away from it, but. That's nice.
Make it.
Oh! Like it's really easy
It's
to hit
nice,
a high
isn't
shot.
it? Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty bulletproof.
I don't feel that I'm making a weird motion to pop the ball
Right.
up, which
Okay.
is nice.
So, standard, you know, this isn't going to pose you too many problems in this
No.
standard lie. It's going to be once we get into these other slightly more difficult spots,
For sure.
and we're going to find a few.
Okay,
So,
let's head to number one.
Yeah, let's do that.
All
Let's
right.
grab a few. All right, so trouble spot number 1. Difficult, downhill lie, short-sided. There's kind of rough all round the golf ball, so
Yep.
it's sitting kind of in some kind of rough, certainly taller than the ball, 2-inch rough.
Yeah, you're not hitting ball first here,
No.
that's for sure.
Yeah, you're going to have to play this in sort of almost like a little mini bunker shot, slide the club under, and you know, these are the shots that you can get a bit clumsy at it. You've got to take a 12, 15 footer back.
Yep.
Short side, and it's never easy.
No, it's never easy. So this shot, based on your experience with this, I'm going to open it a bit, obviously,
Yeah.
or quite a bit. Is this a shot I can land on the green?
You can land it just about on the green.
I should be able to get enough loft on this?
I think your sort of target is going to be sort of almost where they've been cutting round the edge of it.
Okay.
You've got like probably a 12-inch gap.
So
somewhere in
a
there.
normal green would have a fringe, that's what
Yeah.
you're referring
Yeah.
to. Okay, well let me give it a shot.
Yep.
I'd imagine it'll take a couple tries to get a decent one,
So
but
you've got lots of loft. That a boy.
how much do you open the club?
Yeah, I mean
45?
you open it more than I would, but
Is that right?
I like that. You know, because you are able to square it up. I think that's where you can really kind of accelerate it.
Okay, give it a
So
shot.
wait a little bit in the lead side.
And lean into it a bit.
Yep.
Okay, we will say the greens they've been punched, so they're softer than usual, but that's nice.
Yeah, that
Comes
was
out
that was
soft.
ideal. Okay, so that was exactly the type of shot. So let's go again.
Get the
Set it at the bottom of that stuff. Yeah.
Stinky.
There you go.
It really glides through the grass.
And
stuff.
that's the feeling I always got. Like
Just gets in
I
there.
never felt like I was digging, or always felt like I could retain enough
Yeah.
club head speed to be able to extract the ball, and just like that one, just popped straight up in there.
Because to me, when I use, again, I'm not knocking my wedge. It's obviously a really good wedge, but sometimes I feel like the bounce gets involved at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And I kind of skip my way into these lies, or I
Yeah.
bounce my way into them, or I'll dig into them if I've got the club.
Mhm.
So this sole has kind of obviously been designed to get you sort of just out of jail in these kind of things.
Really is.
All right, let's see if I can do that lightning strike twice. Look where the contact was,
I
right?
just it's perfect.
It was in the high toe, actually. That's even better. Oh, that's ridiculous.
I mean, it is.
it is ridiculous. It is.
These little trouble shots around the green. There's just never one of them you feel like
No.
you're done, you're dead, you have no kind of shot.
But I promise you, I can't hit that shot. Like that's why I
Yeah.
was joking with you
Look
when
when
we
you struck both of those minutes.
Yeah, exactly right there.
Right there. Okay.
What
Spot
other-
number 2.
What other diabolical item do you have?
Well,
Murray?
I want to see how it comes out of bunker for
Okay,
you.
let's go to a bunker.
Because it's got to have that versatility as
Has
well.
to.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, Matty. So trouble spot number 3. We're back in the bunker. Tough shot this.
Yeah, this will be
Yeah,
way
we've got-
uphill.
25 yarder uphill, 12 feet or so raised green. People aren't really thinking about getting this one
No.
too close.
No.
So really, the only thing you can't do is leave it short, and that's what everyone's
Sure.
likely to do.
Because I think in this situation, you tend to kind of lift it up,
Help
and get
it
up
a
the
little
hill.
bit.
Then you hit way back here,
Yeah.
and it kind of trundles down this way.
And the entry point of the strike has got to be so precise. So,
yeah.
okay,
So we're
let's
gonna try to
let's
clip
have a little-
clip this a bit closer to the ball,
That's right.
and get a bit bold with it.
And I wouldn't even, you're on a little bit of an upslope. I wouldn't worry about putting too much loft in the club.
Sure.
So you want to keep a bit of a straighter face just to be able to get it out a little easier.
Okay. That's nice.
That's perfect. That's so good.
Should be good.
That's such a good shot.
Yeah, you're right about that. Not closing it or not opening as much helps.
I see that, at times a lot from people is, really go in there and tons of open facing.
Yeah.
Realistically, what have you got at that point to create any pressure
Right.
on the golf ball? So,
That's a good
when
point.
it's so open, you're literally just hoping for perfect
I
contact.
think it just kind of fluffs out in that because I get that a lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't really come out with any speed.
That's right.
Okay, so less of an open club.
Yeah.
It's a little past it, but good.
I tell you what, I mean, you can't you can't really, I don't know if it's you're able to sort of see how high quality those are, but those are coming out really, really nicely high. I mean, realistically, if we were playing that on a flat onto a flat surface at our level, and those are coming out high and going to be landing
Lots
soft.
of spin, yeah. I definitely don't get that much height on a bunker shot normally.
Okay.
And I'm, based on how much I opened it, I would normally open it way more and I get a lower shot. So now I kind of understand why that's been happening.
Okay, so one more.
That's the best one. Oh, almost hit it. Yeah, that's a miracle.
Good, isn't it?
That.
So
there's your contact here,
yeah,
right?
I mean, it's been similar with most of the shots we've really hit today with this club. Whether it was up in our little downslope in the rough or here in the bunker.
It's good for people to know. Is this a negative if you're hitting it in that part of the club for open face shots? Is that a problem?
No.
So you should expect
it's
to see
inevitable.
it here. Inevitable.
When you've got this sort of club coming across that way, it's inevitable.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. So again, back to the versatility of the wedge, round the greens, troubled spots, whether it's open, whether it's square.
It's not really too much there is nothing that can't really negotiate. It seems to be versatile in every situation.
And I think in this as a specialist club, it's really standalone in that situation. Where for me, I think I would advise people to do some testing is on the stock shots, the basic ones.
Yeah.
I struggled a bit with it from the fairway.
So I was just going to ask you that. Would you make a full swing with this club?
I really didn't very often, and if I did, I would always tended to catch it with a little too much turf interaction.
So you found you hit it a little bit heavy?
A little bit heavy.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it becomes, for me, I mean, normally after that session you could sell me this in 5 seconds, but I'd be thinking to myself, I hit my 58 from whatever 85 to 105 a bunch of times in a round, like almost full swings. So the question is are you willing to trade that off, or maybe you can just kind of get used to the way it strikes through a fairway shot? I'm not sure. You just have to test it, I guess.
I think for me the part that I struggle with is this sort of negative bounce in the middle.
Okay.
Provided me with no, so I like a little camber in there in order to sort of use that when I'm playing from the fairway shots.
Right. It sits very much, I mean, to the point where it basically sits in the ground almost.
Yeah. It sits real close.
Which is nice for chip, but I can see it being a little uncomfortable otherwise. Well, I think I might take it on the course.
It's worth taking out and seeing it. We're going to go and play a few holes later this afternoon here and do our little 3-hole challenge. So
for sure.
It would be cool to see you with that, with the Mizuno, maybe some other sort of scenarios and see what it's like once we're out there.
Yeah, excited for that.
Okay.
Good stuff.
All right, guys, I'm sure all of you have heard of the high toe wedge. A lot of you have probably been out there and tried it. Hopefully this has been a help with an explanation as to what it's good for and the scenarios where it really can excel.
Yeah, get out and test it for sure.
That's what we're trying to kind of get at here. These trouble spots where you kind of find that anytime you get in a scenario like this, or up in the rough where you're short-sighted, you've got something that would help you get a little bit closer.
So much, a lot of confidence I think you build from that.
Yeah, without a doubt. So save those shots that are driving your scores up.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.